first it was like 50, 60 degrees this morning. Then, it's Thursday, this Wednesday by the way. Then, come outside about 12-ish, it's 30 degrees, 32 degrees. Wild ass weather. But, let's talk about it. Sneed, cornerback for the Chiefs, got tagged. And the reports is that him and the Kansas City Chiefs are open to finding a trade. So that pretty much means that they're probably going to take some money and sign Chris Jones. That's going to be their priority. They're going to roll with McDuffie as the number one corner. They probably got a replacement in mind in the draft. And they cut MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. They saving $12 million to cut him. And probably their priority next year, I don't even know how much money you got. It's a fake rumor going around. They trading Justin Jefferson. The Vikings said they're not entertaining that. And then, Justin Jefferson under some other fire as well, too. And I don't understand, why, these dudes with money, they mess with these Instagram models. He allegedly in trouble for telling her to get rid of it. I mean, if you don't know what that means, it is what it is, right? So, don't really understand that part of it, man. Out of all the women you want, I understand it's convenient to be online. It's convenient. Man, that shit is just stupid, bro. It's dumb. Even for regular guys, man. That's dumb. So why is and then you want to cry wolf and be like, well, they took me for all my money. And, dude, you literally got a girl off Instagram with 1,000 naked pictures. What do you think her aim is? And this is why you got to have discipline, bro. This is why you gotta have discipline in all fields, bro. But nonetheless, Raiders say they also ain't moving Devontae Adams. He trying to get over to the Jets, or the Jets trying to get him when Aaron Rodgers returned over there, and he just gonna continue to be with the Jets. If they don't get a quarterback, I don't know what to say. Apparently, J.J. McCarthy is a hot and fast rising name in the draft process. All right, but say that to say this. Charlie Detroit Lions Talk playlist with Jerry Sneed. You obviously got to see if he a fit for your culture. You got to see if he a fit for your scheme. We know Aaron Glenn want to run a lot of man-to-man, but due to some deficiencies, they had to run a lot of zone. So can he run some zone if you have to revert back to zone? Like I said, a lot of people say, well, if you make Cam Sutton a number 2. No, he can't be number 1. He can't be number 2. He could be number 2 if you got a cornerback that you feel that can compete with him and eventually get better where he can fill that space. But to be honest, his high priority is for the Lions to get 2 number 2 corners. Get 2 new corners. And then also, I will continue to say that another priority for the Lions in that situation is, if you don't bring back Gardner Johnson, I would easily move Cam Sutton to a utility guy as a safety. He'd be my safety backup, cornerback, backup, nickelback, safety. That's what his position to be. I know people say, oh, you shouldn't bring Gardner Johnson back. That's dumb. I would, but if you didn't, Melifano ain't really been able to stay healthy. You got rid of Tracy Walker, so to me, the natural thing to do is move Cam Sutton to safety. He can tackle, and then he can also come back and play some corner if you need him, some nickel back if you need him to, behind Brian Branch and behind whoever you bring in that corner. That's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Dude is trash. Now, he wasn't as bad first half of the season until he suffered that injury, but I'm not taking no chances, bro. I'm not taking no chances. I'm bringing in 2 new guys. If I can find a guy in the first round that can come and do the thing, second round, third, guys fourth, somebody that can compete with him at the cornerback position and get better and push him. So when he out there messing up, you could just go ahead and, get him up out of there. But yeah, back to the Jerry Sneed. Yeah, shit. Now you can trade for him. You got options. Obviously, going to free agency. You got to worry about, letting the guy get out the building. He left the building, now he's going to Dallas, or now he's going to, Minnesota. They could sign him. When you trade for him, you get a peace of mind, because in these type of trades, you trade for Burns, you trade for the Jerry Sneed, because also they didn't use the tag on Chris Jones. So that lets you know that they were probably going to get to a deal with Chris Jones, and Chris Jones says he wants to remain there. There you have it. So with the Jerry Sneed, they probably like, okay, we can get something for him. We know we're going to bring back Chris Jones. And that's cool. So, if you feel like he's a good fit, you get the presence of mind of negotiating a deal with him. You don't have to You probably will be negotiating against a select few teams that have money and have the capital to bring him back, to bring him to their team. But you're not going to be negotiating against a vast majority of guys who have cap room against them. So if you can go ahead, make a play for him, make a deal for him, bring him in. But then also, what is your other opportunity, your other chances? I mean, you got 4 picks in the first 3 rounds, I believe. You got 1, 2, and 2 threes. So, do you feel like, you know what, I can go get a Jalen Johnson, I can go get a Stephon Gilmore, I can go get it was another guy out there as well too that they said, I forget his name. There's a couple guys out there. Go get one of those guys, or can I trade for somebody else? Can I go get Xavier Howard? And do it that way? Do you say, you know what, I trade for L'Jarius Sneed, I pick up Xavier Howard, I draft a young guy, and I roll with those guys as of right now? But in my opinion, if I go get 2 corners, somebody got to be spry and young, and then somebody got to be the vet. Or I'd rather just go with 2 spry and young corners. But somebody I think need to be the veteran in that room. So you got to see if you fit and see what else options you got. You got to compare him to Xavier Howard. You got to compare him to Jalen Johnson. And how can we get Jalen Johnson here? We got to compare him to Stephon Gilmore. What would it take to get him here? And it's hard because it's tampering, and you got to wait till the free agent window open to see if he got interest. Now, it might be some cheating, the agent hit you, say, well, he want to come here, he want to come, you don't want to wait for that. So, if you, depending on what the compensation is, I mean, you go do the damn thing, because you don't want to be competing against yourself. So what's the compensation? Are you willing to give up a second? If you're willing to give up a third and a future second, you rather do a compensation type thing or what you call it, incentives. If you do this, it turn into a third, into a 2, or this 2 will turn into a 1. You're willing to do that. But in my opinion, I probably, depending on what the price is, the price is probably going to be around a second or a third. They might even say they want a first, and I don't feel comfortable with a second or a first. Maybe I feel comfortable with 2 threes, or something like that, or a 3 next year, 3 this year, and a 3 next year. If he reach some incentives to turn into a 2, maybe I feel comfortable doing that. But you're already 27 years old as well too, so you got to remember that as well too. So if I'm being real, good corner, all that type stuff, but I ain't about to use compensation and lose cap space. Not a bunch of it, and not high compensation. So, if I feel that I can get somebody in the building, or get Xavier Howard in the building, or get a Gilmore, get a Jalen Johnson, or get another type of corner in the building, then, I think you do so. And also you look at other guys like Marshawn Lattimore, if the price too high, why not go trade for that guy? He already under contract, so you ain't got to worry about that. So if the price too high, you can go get somebody that's already under contract, and that's arguably just as good as better. Doesn't have a championship pedigree, but been part of a really good cornerback group. So that's just my piece on it, man. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, word drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.